let's get to the main event then, shall we?
The big moment where we have Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho, and I don't know if you noticed. I think you probably did. It's probably easy to notice, but there was a bit of a change to the entrance music for Mr. Orange Cassidy. He had his own tune on this time, and he comes out with Chuck and Trent, but he tells them to go back. No, he wants to face this on his own. He is taking this on his own.
And sunglasses come off from the get-go.
Yep, because he's trying. He is trying at this point, and then. He comes out as well. Noticeable fashion as well is that he was wearing the t-shirt that he had bled on, because we can see the plaster and the sutures are still in his ear from when he busted his ear open when he got hit by the camera jib in previous weeks. And he hands off the t-shirt to Chuck, and Chuck kind of looks like, ew, this is nasty. But he takes it back anyway. They go on, and then he comes down to the ring, and then suddenly it's Jericho's turn to enter the arena, and he comes out, and he is actually joined by Proud and Powerful and his faithful Bat Floyd. So and unlike Mr. Orange Cassidy, he has kept his entourage with him, Mr. Ortiz is sampling the finest of OJ while he's going down.
Yeah. Santana and Ortiz both have those ginormous jugs of OJ with them.
Just symbolism, I guess, right there, which I thought was quite interesting. Oh wow, that match starts off off incredibly. Like this is just a
Orange Cassidy does his hands in the pockets spot, and mind games, I tell you, because headbutt. He just headbutts Jericho.
Headbutts Jericho, and he just goes from like 0 to 60 in like a split second. He's just on fire at this point. He's showing like, I'm not just a gimmick. My hands are in my pants, but my God, I will kick you. I will jump over you. I will shoulder tackle you. I will do everything to you. I don't need my hands. I just do this because I just do this for fun, but I'm still deadly. Don't mess with me. I am not to be underrated here. Wonderful speed to start off with. Go right ahead.
Sure. One big spot is like Jericho counters a swinging DDT into Walls of Jericho. It was kind of early on in the match. But I think that was kind of as a reminder, once Jericho has the Walls of Jericho, which is like this high tension finishing move. He's put a lot of guys away with that. It could have been the finish if it was just a comedy guy, but no. Cassidy fights through it, gets the rope break, and what does he get for his efforts? Ortiz hits him with the mat ball. Just a reminder, it's not just 1-on-1, it's 1-on-3 there.
Yeah, and it's that wonderful sort of dichotomy of that turning point of like, if you're not looking for me, you're going to get it. I'm here, he is here, and he's in there.
You get the impression that Orange Cassidy takes this match 100% seriously, but Jericho doesn't actually, because he does stuff like he mimes like putting on glasses. He does the hands in the pocket spot, although he doesn't have pockets. He does the mocking pin. He does like where he just stands with one foot on the opponent and does the front pose.
And it's just like little ribs like that there, just as if to say, it's like, you're nothing. I've been a world champion numerous times over, been to every Fed you've been to and more. I'm better than you, almost like not like an MGF way, but like I'm so much higher than you. You're just literally an insect on the bottom of my boot.
Yeah, and I kind of like how the match is structured. Well, apart from the beginning, when it's all Orange Cassidy, Jericho kind of dominates the match, and Orange gets his little hope spots in there. And then at one point in the match, Orange Cassidy kind of looks so very defeated, and she just staggers back to his feet, puts the hands in his pockets, like a little callback to the promo last week. Where Jericho just tells him he's just the joke of the wrestling industry, and Orange looks that defeated, and she does so again, and he does the shin kick, the little little low effort shin kick. He goes a step back to wind up his big low effort shin super kick, and then he hits a real super kick.
It's a real super kick. It always takes his bloody head off, which is
Yeah, that was an awesome little spot.
There were some interesting submissions as well where, and this is like where Aubrey works so well, where she doesn't get too involved in the match, but she still there as a real balancing presence, where Jericho is using the rope to kind of like get a bit of more pressure on the actual submission, and Aubrey has to keep telling him, stop doing that, I'll start counting you. And then at one point Aubrey just gets fed up and just kicks his arm off it. And it was just beautiful. Into like once that happens, tide turns again. Just that wonderful like moment of
it was the rule of three. It's just comedy gold there.
Yeah. I liked it though. I feel like that was just a little cheeky, like, oh yeah, there is refs in this match. Oh yeah.
Later in the match, Orange Cassidy takes off actually his elbow pads, goes into the Superman punch, but gets countered into the walls of Jericho. Like the second time he got countered into the walls in the middle of the ring this time. And this is like, as a fan, you go, okay, you've seen this a million times. He tries to get to the ropes. Jericho drags him back to the center of the ring, which he does. And this is kind of when the babyface or the heel, whoever, taps at this point. Yeah. It would have been kind of an acceptable finish, but Cassidy managed to somehow roll him up.
Yeah, that looks sore to do. He kind of like pushed enough pressure onto the mat to kind of like contort himself out of it, like almost kind of bend himself inward, just to get out of the hold. Which I oh god, that did not look pleasant to see. Like I was like, how's your spine doing that? But then mine just Sorry, mine just reverses into a pin, like you said there, which I was just like, oh god, I don't think I've ever seen that done before like that.
Yeah, but only gets him a 2 count, unfortunately. Match continues a little bit, and then Santana throws orange juice at Cassidy. This triggers the best friends to come out and attack them. And in all this confusion, Jericho grabs his little baseball bat, a little Floyd there, and the camera tries to make it look like he hit him right into the face with the bat. And he goes right into a code breaker. This is like, oh my god, this is the finish, but it's just a 2. Line salt, nobody home. Michinoko driver. Does Cassidy actually? No, 2. And then he counters a suplex into a cutter. I believe Excalibur called it a stun dog millionaire.
Yes, the stun dog millionaire.
Yeah, swinging DDT, and it's like 2.99. Jericho, true sign of a professional, kicked out at the very, very last moment. It was, I thought he had it there, and then Cassidy like jumps for the Superman punch. He does this like really incredible jump in for the Superman punch. It just runs into the Judas Effect elbow. That looked brutal.
You know what? It's the first time, not the first time, but I think it's starting to pay dividends. When I first saw the Judas Effect, I thought like, man, what a lazy finisher. But now that I'm kind of seeing it in practice, and now I'm seeing these moments, I'm kind of like, oh, what a wonderfully scary finisher. This can come out of nowhere.
Yeah. And this Judas Effect, of course, leads to the 3 count, because the Judas Effect is probably the strongest finisher in wrestling today.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's probably.
I did predict that Orange Cassidy would win. I guess I have to accept that Jericho wins.
Same. This is the only the caveat I had. I was like, I would have preferred Orange to win, and the only reason why is because like Jericho loses nothing from losing. And I feel like I get it, right? It's Jericho. He can't lose often, but he's not lost often. When we need that one pivotal loss, like I mean, he's lost once this year, and that was to Mox, and that lost him the belt. And in theory, yes, he did lose at the Stadium Stampede, but that was like a 5-on-5. That wasn't like 1-on-1. Circumstances it's easy to play that off because it's such exceptional circumstance. But like 1-on-1 in the ring. I felt like that should have been the time where maybe Orange got the win over him. Just to, and I don't think this has put Orange back too far, but I just think there should have been there would have been more there for for Orange, and Jericho wouldn't have suffered. Like he's not going anywhere. We know who Jericho is.
I kind of want to talk about something else with going forward with Orange Cassidy. I've heard someone talk about like um, basically now Pandora's box is open. He evolved into serious Orange Cassidy. There's no going back to his silly low effort ways. But I don't feel like that's the case.
I feel like the best way I can describe it, best way you're going about it, it's a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I mean, they antagonized Orange Cassidy that much that he had to go that far. That's no problem for him to go back to his low effort ways, I think, and I probably would enjoy it more. He doesn't need to be this aggressive, serious guy, right?
No,
it's kind of like the demon Finn Balor he can bring out at certain matches when he really needs to win.
Yeah, like
when
the
he's
way
really motivated.
What I kind of think of him as like so back in the Golden Age, they didn't have Andre the Giant in every match. He was a special attraction match,
Yeah.
and I feel like the serious Orange Cassidy is your special attraction, Max. That's your special attraction. Like what you're saying.
I feel like Orange
Finn...
Cassidy in general should be this special attraction, and they did a very good job with him for a long time. They just gave him a couple of matches on Dark in the recent weeks to make his record look better for this Jericho match.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what they should do though. Like make him the special attractions. Like we don't see him. We see him in segments. We see him doing chicanery with best friends, but we don't see him in ring unless there's something unless something's happened or there's a big match. Like maybe we won't see him wrestle for maybe a few months. Maybe he has a random, maybe 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line, 4 months down the line, he has a match against Cody for the TNT Championship. We have that match at some point because that'd be a special attraction. It's like he going for the belt. It's a big deal,
Yeah.
But we don't have it happen often. Let the allure build, And if we do have him in matches, put him in multi-mans where he stands on the side for the most part and only comes in for maybe 1 or 2 spots. Maybe he does a dive. Maybe he does his little kick routine. But let's sprinkle him. Let's sprinkle him.
100% agree. I feel like we should answer the title question of this podcast. Was this the best match of the year?
Oh, the best match of the year. You know what? Oh, it's a hard question to answer. I would say definitely in my top 5. There, like you said before we got started, we had that Pac and Omega match.
Yep.
Are we limited specifically to singles matches, or are we including the whole 9 yards with the tag team matches and stuff?
I mean, the reason we picked this title is because we've both seen people on the internet hailing this match as one of the greatest wrestling matches ever, possibly the best match of the year. And let's just say singles competition, because if we go multiple men, I could name you a dozen matches in AEW this year alone that have been better.
Because I mean, that Hangman match with Hangman and Kenny versus the Bucks was incredible as well.
The Stadium Stampede match.
Yeah, so I say for singles, I would say definitely top 5, potentially best of the year so far. But I only say that because honestly, New Japan have had little to no matches this year, and New Japan do some incredible matches, especially if Mr. Kurokuchika Okada if going for a title or defending a title. You usually get a 6-star classic in the Meltzer book there. So I would say definitely. I'm gonna say probably my favorite match, singles match of the year. Yeah.